Welcome in. First at 7, this chaos at the Columbiana Center Mall over Easter weekend in 2022 spilling into a Lexington County courtroom this week as one man makes his case that despite firing his weapon, he should be immune from prosecution. Joanne Price is one of 3 charged in the mass shooting at the mall, where more than a dozen were hurt, 9 with gunshot wounds. He's come before a Lexington County judge this week, arguing that he shot in self-defense. Nick Neville has more from the Lexington County Courthouse, where both sides have now rested.
The state called in an expert in violent crime intelligence who testified to the fact that Price and the other co-defendants in this case were engaged in what he called a culture of violence on social media. The inevitable byproduct of all of that is what happened at the mall, he says. Price's attorneys striking at both his credibility and his conclusions. A contentious day in court as Joanne Price continues to assert that he should not be prosecuted for being involved in the 2022 shootout at the Columbiana Center Mall because he says he was defending himself.
I think we've gone way overboard. There's no jury here. You don't need a show. Your Honor understands what he's getting at. I think you got it the first question. I think we can move on.
The state argues Price helped to initiate the danger as he fired first. Both sides saying the 2018 killing of Amon Rice, a Lower Richland High School student, played a role in the events at the mall. The solicitor's office contending that Price and the co-defendants who were close to Rice had an ongoing feud. Price's defense says their client was the subject of those 2 individuals' ire for years after that incident, and he was targeted.
We know the firearm that he had it on him. He used it. Had he not, he'd be dead.
An expert witness saying he reviewed direct messages on social media where Price was mocking opposing groups who were aligned with Rice and making light of his death.
Both sides show that they're armed regularly on their social media posts, flaunt the fact that they have firearms. So when somebody that you're disrespecting back and forth and you're arguing back and forth with, you get in that altercation, both parties have guns, you end with a shooting.
On cross, Price's attorney Todd Rutherford zeroing in on this and establishing that there were no direct threats.
What post did he put on social media, since you've examined it, that inflamed any tensions between me and anybody else?
These messages are what I was referring to.
Right, that's why I asked you about posts, but not messages.
There were a lot of posts that had to do with gang-related stuff that I didn't include in here, but that would also lead to that type of stuff.
Court has adjourned for the evening. Both sides will be back before Judge McLeod on Wednesday morning to argue the law as it relates to stand your ground. We will be here. Reporting in Lexington, Nick Neville, WIS News 10.
And the solicitor's office also struck at Price's credibility after he took the stand yesterday. They attempted to prove that he wasn't, in fact, scared for his life in the minutes leading up to the shootout, as he claims that he was.